Our guest has spent over 25 years building and leading IT across the GCC and India, Mr. A. Govindaraj.
I was fortunate to work with the India's most prestigious, respected scientists were all there. So there I had an opportunity.
You've seen the retail tech landscape change completely, from on-prem servers to cloud, from manual systems to AI and analytics.
End of the day, all if you say it all comes down to the people, because technology is nothing but it's a multiplier.
Hello everyone and welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders powered by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I am Tanayol and today we're stepping into the engine room of a modern retail. The tech that keeps hypermarkets humming, network secure and millions of customer moments smooth. Our guest has spent over 25 years building and leading IT across the GCC and India, from first-time support to regional IT manager at Lulu Group in Oman. He's rolled out IT for 26 plus hypermarkets, set up enterprise networks, POS, CCTV, telecom, and even led data projects in analytics and AI. And if you're curious about how to scale tech without chaos, how to manage vendors smartly, and how to turn data into decisions, you're at the right place. Mr. A. Govindaraj, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us on the show, sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's a real pleasure to be here. I am very well and looking forward to our conversation today. It's a joy to reflect the journey. Thanks again for having me.
Lovely, sir. Sir, could you please share your journey with us in your own words? Like maybe the one or two moments that shaped you the most, a challenge you had to push through, and one decision you're still proud of today. We'd love to hear it the way you lived it, simple, honest, and from the heart.
Yeah, if I had to trace where this journey began, it would be the year 1991. When I completed my graduation, I did my 2 year advanced diploma in systems management course at NIT. Simultaneously, I was had an opportunity to work in the SERC, Structural Engineering Research Center. It's a scientific research organization. But wherever I was trying to work over there lot of opportunity I had at the age of 21. So I was fortunate to work with the India's most prestigious, respected scientists were all there. So there I had an opportunity work on mainframe systems, taking backups, Magnates, cartridges, and things like that. But what impacted me the most was not the technology over there; it was the people. The scientists are so humble, respectful, and deeply committed. So that is where I first learned this leadership. Leadership is not always about loud or what you call say authoritative. It's about being dependable, considerable, and respectful. After this journey of 2 years simultaneously, then I've completed my 2 year diploma in NIT. I joined a company called ERM Technologies. It's an environmental resource management company. It's a consultancy firm. We used to get the clearances for the factory startup companies as well. Here again, our managing director, if you would say that, he is actually an doctorate in chemical engineers at the US in 1960s. He has completed. So he was a very well defined person. So you wanted to feel like whatever he says, no, it has to be based on planning rather than execution. He gives so much of importance to that. So as according to him, no, once we had a toner to be refilled at our office cartridges, laser printers, and the vendor was very particular. He was saying, no, no, we cannot fill this cartridges and things like that. So we need to replace the cartridge. What he said is, no, this throwaway attitude, no, it's not the way we have to have this sort of a mindset. So what he said is, Govi, we will try to bring toner, we will refill it, and we did it successfully. And the printer, this thing, no, it was very flawless. So the lesson what about here is not about printers. He said it's like about sustainability, innovation, and practical thinking is what is the mindset we should have, not where people are thinking about is we have to use and throw concept is what he said, we should not utilize it. And then there was another incident where we need to relocate our office. So he has given us all the instruction, but over enthusiasm, no, people were started doing everything on their own. So we end up delay in setting up the office at the new location. So that is where I learned the concept of leadership, where you need to build your team and trust them and delegate effectively. That is where empowers the others to lead in a certain situation. It's not that leadership is always you will have to be a leader for each and every. It's task based solution is what there are points where some point of time who is to lead that particular this thing has to be led by that particular person. So that is where he said we need to do that. And then I had an opportunity to work in a company called Bartronics India Limited in 1996. It's again related to a lot of barcode solutions like tagging, attendance machines, factory automation, and where here again we have a lot of clients who are all public limited companies like Manali Refineries Limited, Tamil Nadu Petrochemicals Limited, Shriram Fibers, Orchid Chemicals, Tata Group, and Rasi Exports. Many such organizations were there. So I joined here as a technical support guy. Okay. Then there was a situation when a marketing guy has to resign. So I have to take up. So there I've learned the concept of like it's not you always have to be a dynamic guy to have the marketing skills to get the clients, where even if a technical guy you can still do that. So we got a lot of orders through reference because all of our technical knowledge and the clients are all like very big clients. So based on their reference we started getting orders. So then that was the period when I moved into this retail organization. Here is where that last 25 years I've been working here, and I moved to Oman from Dubai. We had this first hypermarket. When I joined, there were small supermarkets and other Lulu centers were there. But when I joined, first hypermarket was planned to open. So I had learned a lot of things from here as well, because our boss, our managing director, he said IT should work with business, not on the business. Meaning that system should not complicate the business users. So that exactly the approach I had with the two of my mentors, our chairman and managing director. No, he was built this Lulu Group. He has started from ground up, always emphasized this humility, hard work, and long term thinking. Okay. He believed in giving people space to grow. I have seen how that belief has built a workforce that is loyal and empowered across 250 plus stores and malls in the GCC now. And there was another former CIO who was my person who has hired me to this organization. His philosophy was also crystal clear. He always says that don't focus on IT features. You always have to focus on business functions. So he spent more time, no, wherever you want. He spent most of his times into buying team, storekeepers, customers, and supermarket managers than sitting behind a desk. So that shaped me. It taught me a great IT doesn't work with the coding; it starts with the listening. So that is how my journey started here. And here again, we had lot of systems started from Fox Pro to Oracle to TP.NET to now in SAP, from manual stock to predictive analytics, and now we are into the RPA solution. So I had this privilege to be part of this evolution within Lulu. And another mentor and our ex-director and present director taught me this one. Whatever solution we bring in tech, right? It would not matter if the people doesn't find it useful. So that is how my journey has started, and that is how I have my concept in this Lulu for the last 25 years. So if you could sum it up, I would say that technology will always evolve, but the real progress comes when people grow with it. Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely,
That is
Stan.
my
Thank you so
journey.
much for sharing different learnings that came across different phases of your life.
Yeah.
So, after managing IT across 26 hypermarkets and now leading digital initiatives at such a large scale, what's one big change in retail technology that truly transformed the way businesses operate? And how did you adapt your leadership style to keep pace with that change?
See, honestly, if you want to say this field never stands still, okay, especially in retail tech. I have seen this shift from basic on-prem setups to the advanced AI tools, cloud cloud analytics, RPA solutions. The change is rapid and constant. For me, staying adaptable is part of my daily mindset. It I make it a point regularly, spend time with vendors and technology partners just to listen, not always to buy, but to understand what's evolving. What are their industries doing? What are the other industries doing? What's becoming obsolete? Those conversations give me early signals. But beyond that, I believe in formal learning as well. So a couple of years ago, I completed a 6 month postgraduate program, PGP in DSBA, Data Science and Business Analytics. And now I've enrolled into this International Independent Directors Program. So it's like I don't want to see always in the IT perspective, to a bigger picture, not just from the IT lens, but from the governance and business leadership angle as well. So that said, real learning often happens on the ground. So I've learned so much just by spending most of my time in the shop floor. Sometimes we design tech solutions, but what will happen when you go to the cashier, beside the cashiers or the storekeeper, your concepts keep changing. So you go back to your desk and then retweak it and produce the results. So this happens. So and yes, there were also, it's not always we had a what you say, that everything went on fine. Like there were some instances as well, some intense moments too. So one such thing as, like, we had a false smoke alert triggered at the fire suppression system in our server room. So we had to get our backup system live before the EOD. So that urgency changed how we approach the disaster recovery. Now we are, after that incident, we regularly simulate these DR drills, each and every application for point of sale, our ERP application, and all the applications which we are handling. We have a review checklist, fine tune our processes, even when things go wrong, so that we are prepared for that. And that is where there our rollouts we had to compromise sometimes on few non-critical features. Like when we have to roll out this 26 hypermarkets, we have a checklist that taught us the importance of layered planning, say parallel tasking, so and work closely what is important for that go live. So if there are certain critical process which needs to be there at the time of rollout, so that prioritization we used to do, so that we even have these cyclone type of unexpected things where telecom failures can come. Those sort of situations also we have overcome now. So when you say from the strategic lens, we also shifted now from a decentralized to the centralized platform. Especially now the attrition rates are increased and we push for the higher productivity, and we are now rolling out tools like RPA, MDM, central electronic shelf labels, scientific forecasting, and advanced retail planning systems. These tools help us to faster make our decisions faster, reduce errors, and stay competitive, all while keeping the user experience also seamless.
Yeah,
And but end of the day, all, if you say, it all comes down to the people, because technology is nothing but it's a multiplier. It can make things better, but only if people understands and believes it. So because tech doesn't transform business, whereas the people does. That's what
very
is
true.
what I
Because tech keeps changing,
experience.
but people remain constant.
Yeah, we will remain constant.
Sir, you've seen the retail tech landscape change completely from on-prem
Yeah.
servers to cloud, from manual systems to AI and analytics. How do you personally stay adaptable in such a fast-changing field, and how do you make sure your teams evolve along with the technology?
That's what, as I said earlier, no, we need to keep upgrading our skills. What is in the industry, so that it's not always you'll have to go through all the different areas on the studies as well, but simultaneously you interact with your vendors. So, what is the technology which is happening right current now? What is the technology which is coming up? So, when you discuss with vendors, you don't really have to buy all the products, but you come to know what is the technology which is evolving, and you upgrade yourself by doing courses like what is latest
Yeah.
in this field. We have to upgrade ourselves. That's
Yeah.
how I do.
And the information is available out there, what is coming in, what is next, and everything.
Yeah, now we are in the process of RPA. That's what we are rolling out, the process of robotic process automation. And we are bringing a relax platform where automation for our ordering, and how the promotions has to be generated. The system will suggest it. Till now we have been putting into a process where based on the technology it will show you, but it automatically suggests you which are the products to be selected for promotion. Those level of optimizations we are giving to the buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, artificial intelligence, that's what more of into that
Yeah.
field now.
So you've led massive vendor collaborations, which is telecom companies, hardware providers, software vendors, all under one umbrella. What's your secret
Yeah.
to managing vendor relationships so they stay partnerships and not just transactions?
Yeah, that's what. Whenever we have a discussions on like connectivity issues and network, this thing, we try to incorporate the vendors plus the telecom providers, because they, in collaboration with at what is maximum which is useful for us, we have to finalize when based on that discussion. See, one such a thing is in our company also for a GSM usage. We have a large number of people, around 2000 employees have to utilize this GSM user. I have to find out with multiple telecom operators to understand what is the possible options which we can select, so that the user gets the maximum, whereas the company doesn't get over burdened by the usage more. We don't have to pay monthly rent that's more. So like that, and the technology side also, we try to maximize the cap of integration, so that it happens as per what is needed, which is already incorporated, so we don't get the additional bills. So that's sort of a discussions which always happens with vendor and telecom providers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's time for our very own rapid fire round. A few quick
Yeah.
questions, and the only thing I request you is quick answers, one word or one sentence. So, are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready.
Lovely. Tea or coffee? What keeps you going through those long IT rollouts?
So you would say T, strong and straightforward, because it keeps me alert, especially during this long IT rollouts.
What's the very first thing you do in the morning?
I go for a walk. It clears my mind, helps me mentally plan the day, schedule with focus.
If you weren't in IT, what completely different career do you think you'd be in?
See, sports without a doubt. I love all kinds of sports, and I still actively do a 5K and 10K runs, and I even participated in World Masters Table Tennis Championship. Sports have always been a big passion for me.
Lovely. One habit you absolutely swear by personally or professionally.
I would say that respect people for their work they do, not for their title or position. That approach has stayed with me since my early days. So it's helpful to build a genuine trust at the entry level.
Very true. Your go-to way to unwind after a hectic week.
First, I would say I will go for a jog. It helps me clear my head and recharge. But more importantly, I make it a point to spend quality time with my family. They are my grounding force after a long weekend.
A song or artist that instantly lifts your mood.
See, A.R. Rahman's music, melodious music, because his music brings that instant calm and positivity, no matter how stressful the day has been.
Very true. The best advice you've ever received and who gave it to you?
I would say that mentor once told me, don't chase titles. Do what is assigned to you sincerely, and what is meant for you will find its way to you, whether you expect it or not. So it will come to you.
One book, movie, or show that genuinely inspired you.
So I've read lots of books in that How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, because it completely changed the way I approach conversation, leadership, and relationship, which both at work as well as on my personal front.
If you could have dinner with any three people, living or not, who would they be?
See, I would say my late parents and my late my grandparents as well, because they have struggled so much to bring us up, and I wish they could have been now to see where I am today.
Yeah,
Then the second one, I could say that my close colleagues and friends, because for all the support and mutual respect having through the journey. And I would say, since I'm a sports interested personality, I would love to have a dinner with Rahul Dravid, cricketer. I always admire him for his simplicity, discipline, and character, apart from his game.
lovely. And finally, describe yourself in three words, sir.
I would say I am always curious, grounded, and passionate to do things.
Lovely, sir. Thank you so much. That was our rapid fire round. Now, coming
Yeah,
back to the slightly more serious questions.
yeah.
Sir, with over 2 decades of experience leading technology operations, you've seen how governance and accountability play out in real time. Why do you think ESG and good governance practices have become so essential even in the world of IT and retail? And how do they help leaders like you make more responsible long term decisions?
Yeah, when I started IT 20 years ago, things were pretty straightforward. Keep the systems running, fix issues fast, and deliver the next rollout on time. That was the job. But that was the focus. But today, the view has just enough to make sure only the systems. Are you the tech evolved beyond operations. Now, every decisions we made, whether it is how the data is to be stored or how we manage systems or even the energy we use, carries weight. There is a responsibility that comes with the work we do, especially in retail, where we are directly connected with millions of people's every technology decision which we take, which will have the human impact. See the customers data we are having storing. So let me take the same story that shaped I think which I said earlier, the example of vendor asking me to replace the toner cartridge without trying to refill. That taught me something important, where sustainability doesn't mean cutting corners. Means being responsible and smart how we innovate. The idea has stayed with me ever since. Today, in my current role, we constantly ask ourselves, how can we reduce the e-waste? Are we running disaster recovery drills to protect the customer data, or our cloud choices aligned with long-term energy efficiency? When we moved from this on-prem to centralized systems, it helped us to scale. But more than that, it has helped us to reduce scattered infrastructure, save energy, and strengthen the governance. So not every lesson was smooth. I told earlier, when we moved from a brick and mortar stores to our omni-channel business, I still remember for one Super Friday sale, online sale, where we didn't plan well for the spike of these online orders. So the delivery got delayed. That moment forced us to think we have to handle scale, and more importantly how we govern planning and the oversight. We have to think how we have to address such overload of volumes of data which is coming in. How do you satisfy the customer? That's where the ESG really comes into play, where environmental social governance is also important. It's not a buzzword, it's a lens. Environment, are we building systems that are energy efficient and low scale? Social, is it our tech inclusive? Are we supporting everyone it touches, employees and customers? Governance, are we secure, transparent, and ethical in how we handle the data? Years ago, I measured IT success by uptime, but now I measure it as trust it creates inside the company, with customers, and with the community. Because in the end, technology is powerful, but it is must be accountable. As a leaders, our job is just to try. It's isn't just to drive the change. It is to make we are driving the right kind of change. Yeah.
Sir, you recently been associated with Directors Institute, and I'd love to know what drew you to it. Like, how has that experience shaped the way you think about leadership, governance, and decision making today?
Yeah, to be honest, after spending over 2 decades in technology, I felt very confident handling operations, whether it's setting up an IT for hypermarkets, managing logistics systems, or leading large rollouts. But deep inside, if you want to say, I knew there was a gap. I was leading from the front, yes, but I wasn't always thinking like someone sitting at the boardroom table. So, and that's where it drew me to this Directors Institute, a need to grow beyond my day to day role and understand how this real world decision making is happening at the leadership level. At this stage of my career, I didn't want to become someone who executes. I wanted to understand why behind this big strategic choices. Questions like, how do we make decisions that stand the best of time? How do we build systems that are not just efficient but ethically sound? How do we manage risk in a way that protects the company, its people, and the trust of our customers? So that really hit me because in IT, we always think it's fine. But this session of with Directors Institute, just we can think like something what technology does not mean what we should. That shift from efficiency to responsibility was big for me. I began to reflect on my own past decisions. For example, there was a times when rolled out systems quickly under pressure, maybe without thinking enough about long-term impact. Since then, I've started applying this thinking in real time. Are we thinking about security and transparency? Are we creating systems that are sustainable? Are we listening to the people on the ground, storekeepers, customers, even from vendors? It also reminded me of my early days in retail. The people first approach, combined with strategic thinking, is what I believe governance is all about today. That's where I relate this Directors Institute course will be guide me to achieve.
Lovely, sir. Thank you so much for those kind words. This has been a refreshing and insightful conversation. And what really stood out today was how you spoke about people behind technology, the idea that systems succeed, not just because of good code infrastructure, but because of strong teams and thoughtful leadership. So, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, the colleagues, the lessons, the challenges, the values that drive you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for this conversation. I
Our
too enjoyed this. Thank you.
Our pleasure, sir. To everyone tuning
Thank
in,
you.
thank you for joining us. We hope you're walking away with the ideas you can apply in your own leadership journey, whether that's about adapting to change, balancing innovation with simplicity, or leading with integrity. I'm Taneol, and this has been FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. Until next time, stay curious, keep evolving, lead with purpose, and of course, have fun in your journey. Thank you so much.